Welcome to the video series, How to Build Your Food Truck with me, Frank Baltiers, where step by step we take an empty trailer and we convert it into a full mobile kitchen on wheels. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about plumbing. How do you connect the cold water the PEX lines and the hot water PEX lines, and we make it actually function. So we're going to be installing the 3-compartment sink faucets, the hot lines, the cold lines, the hot water heater that's going to heat up our water, and if we can get to it, we're going to install the water pump as well. But for now, what we need is 1/2-inch PEX. You can get blue, you can get red, and also you're going to need this crimp tool right here. I'm going to link everything that I use in today's video down below for my Amazon paid links. That way you can find it very easy. If you have any questions, also please drop them in the comments, because I get to each and every one myself, and I try to help you get the knowledge, and I can share everything that I have done on my builds so you can do it as well, and you can get approved by your health department. Again, every health department is different, so make sure that what we do here can work for you, and if you have to make certain modifications, that'll be something that you can do. Or when you go get inspected, they'll tell you what you need to fix, which you can do after the fact as well. Again, I'm Frank Baltiers on How to Build Your Food Truck, the plumbing series video. Let's get started right now. So this right here is a 3-compartment faucet. It comes separate from the sink. The one that I'm using here is a advanced Tabco. It has 15-inch drain boards where it says on the right and the left, the 15RL, and then the 1014 just means the size of the little sinks. It's 60 inches from left to right, and it meets the health codes for me and DuPage Health Department, where I cannot have any cabinets, number one, and I need drain boards on the left and on the right. But this faucet, being the 3-compartment sink faucet, comes separate. They come in little pieces. This back part right here just screws right on. Something that you do have to buy that I didn't buy on my first food truck, that I actually just bought recently because I think it works a little bit better. I got it to work on mine, but this is a little bit better. This goes in the back just like this, and then this grabs onto this part of the 3-compartment sink faucet right there. And then from here down, what I'm going to do, since it's a 90, what I'm going to put down is a PEX connector. So a PEX connector is going to get connected to there, boom, and that's going to make all the connections that go down here. Right here we're going to use plumber's putty for these drains, for these strainers right here. That as well I didn't use on mine, but since I started doing some little minor work on plumbing, I found that the plumber's putty is a lifesaver. So we're going to put a ring right around there on all 3 of them, and then we're going to work our way down towards here and connect all the drains and the plumbing. So that's on the agenda of what we're going to do. So make sure that you order your 3-compartment sink faucet, because that is separate. Pick one. This one is 10 inches, a 10-inch spout, so then that way you can reach all 3 sides like that. So make sure you buy one long enough. You don't want to buy one that comes like all the way out here. So there's different sizes. There's an 8-inch, this is a 10-inch, there's 12-inch, 14-inch. This one is a 10-incher. So that is what we have going on there. So 3-compartment sink faucet, these little scoundrels right there, which are called installation kit, 1/2-inch MIP, and then the strainers with plumber's putty that we're going to be installing, which are right there. That comes with your 3-compartment sink. So that's what we have to do with our plumbing, and then a bunch of PVC fittings that I just showed you there. Fun stuff, let me tell you, fun stuff. So let's get rocking and rolling. But that's how it's going to look there. The 3-compartment sink, that's how it looks there. It's not secured, it's just a dry fit. Oh, and I'm going to drill a hole right there for my gas line before I install this, because it's easy to do now, because I can just move this around if I need to. So I'm going to drill that 3/4-inch gas line. So what I did next with these installation kits for the 3-compartment sink is I'm going to install the PEX. I'm going to put it going down, and I'm just going to leave some slack down here. I'm just going to kind of leave it right here where I can cut it later. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to attach this 3-compartment sink to the wall. And getting back here, the axis is a little bit tight, so I use this PEX connector right here. It's 1/2-inch female swivel adapter, and then I just give it a couple spins around of that sealant tape, right there. So we're up to date on the project together, step by step. This is the installation kit that goes behind the faucet, and that's that PEX that's gonna go down. We're gonna get a red one and a blue one, 1/2 inch. And my crimp tool just showed up. It's a PEX crimp tool. Let me show it to you so you can see how it looks. This is that PEX crimp combo tool for 1/2 inch PEX. And then these are the two that I bought, red and blue 1/2 inch PEX as well. So I secured the 3-compartment sink, and all I do to secure the 3-compartment sink is on the tabs right here in the corners. I put the 3/4 inch number 12 screws like I did here, and I did the same thing on this side. That's all I do to secure the 3-compartment sink, and the feet flanges right there, I secure them right there, and that has caused me no issues on any type of work that I've done here in the 3-compartment. And then I put like a cutting board right on top so that this thing isn't dead space while I'm cooking. It's used for like almost like a prep surface. This hole is going to go to the regulator changeover on 3/4 inch black pipe, and we're just pre-drilling it for now. On the next part of the plumbing here, we're gonna start using these PEX fittings. These are the 90s that are gonna go right behind. This is the hand sink, as you guys can see right there. So right behind there are the little nubbies. Let me see if I can get a nice zoom on there. There it is. I'm kind of sitting sideways here, but right there, since we can't go this way down, obviously we can't use straight fittings of PEX because it's gonna hit the stainless steel wall. We have to 90-degree down, and we're gonna use PEX to come right down here. So from right there, straight down, and then we're gonna connect that way. So part of it's gonna go over to the hot water, which is gonna go in from the hot water tank. So we're gonna have another one coming out right there. And behind the 3-compartment sink, let me show you what I did there. Those fittings, the 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch, they have a 90 already included there. So I'm able to use a straight fitting on the PEX. So there's a cold water, and here is a hot water going down. And I just connected these because it's pretty hard to crimp right down below there. Let me show you. To crimp these on this angle down here. So to crimp that and to crimp this side, it's a little bit trickier. So I just dropped those down for now temporarily, and then we're gonna be able to swing those across, and I'm gonna show you exactly how we did that. So, but that's how we did that. This one on the 3-compartment sink has straight PEX fittings, and over here on the hand sink, it's gonna have 90-degree fittings, just so we're both on the same page. So let's get started on that. I struggled a little bit to find these 90-degree PEX fittings. So if you go to the store, buy as many as you need right off the bat. Buy extras because you can always return it. They were a little bit hard to find, as I mentioned, so just keep that in mind. These crimp ring bags as well. I bought about 2 bags of these. You're gonna go through quite a bit of them. So make sure you buy as many as you need. That way you're not struggling later to get some and you're in the middle of your project. Part of it when it comes to the plumbing is you have to put this gravity valve inside. Either you're gonna have like a pump style, or you're gonna have this one, which is called a zero gravity or gravity fill, made by Valterra. You can buy this from Class A Customs, or you can order it on Amazon as well. This comes into the truck somewhere right there. I'm gonna cut a different hole now. I have a hole saw that cuts the whole thing on a circular. And then this thing feeds right into your water tank right there. If you guys can see there, that thing feeds right in there, and that's how you fill up your fresh water tank from the outside. So right now what I'm trying to find out, because there's a stud here, and since I use the same brand being Cargo Mate, it has a stud on the other one as well. So I want to come a little bit closer to this because on this one I actually hit the stud by accident. So I'm gonna make it this way and a little bit higher as well. I just wanna make sure that I get all the measurements correct. So that's the part of the trailer on the plumbing that we're working on now, is cutting the hole for the gravity fill tank, the gravity fill for the water for the tank. And as you guys can see here, this is all clean slate. I have nothing to go by yet. I'm thinking to go right around there. And I was just kind of measuring the inside, making sure that it fits nicely. This is the water tank that I use. This is a ventless. So for everybody that comments, I do not vent it outside because this is made to be ventless propane water heater. I don't like electric. There's a propane connection right there. I do not like electric water heaters because I don't want to carry a bigger generator. So that's the one that I use, an XL ventless propane water heater. And that zero gravity fill thing should be right around here somewhere is where I'm thinking. And this is a hole saw that we're going to use for that. And before I wrap up the work for tonight, this is kind of how it looks on the inside. Do not mind that mess. Once you put this on, it's not gonna look that bad. You just kind of have to trim a little bit off the stainless steel right around the edges right here, make it nice and neat. And then on this side, if you guys can see right there, there's a hole that I cut with that hole saw. So I'm gonna stick this piece in here, which is that Valterra zero gravity or gravity fill tank. Right inside like that. So there you go. That's gonna be where we connect our hose, which is right there. And then our vacuum hose or our air hose right there, our vent hose is right here. And that's gonna get connected there. I don't use like the little crimper things that they give me from Class A Customs. What I use is the PEX crimper, what I use on my plumbing. And that's what I use on there instead of the other ones. I like those better. But that's how that looks right there. A quick glance at how it looks from the outside. Actually, it doesn't look bad at all. This is gonna be how we fill the inside in right there. It's gonna go to the inside. I just need one more white screw right here, but I'm not gonna connect the hoses yet, so I'm not gonna put that screw in as of yet. Look at that, we got the white screws so it can match nicely with the rest of the trailer. There it is, 1.5" screws, number 8 is what I used right there, 1, 2, 3. And that's how that gravity fill valve looks like. So hopefully it turns out just as nicely for you. They have black ones as well. They have white, black, and I'm assuming you can probably paint it or do whatever you want to, you know, maybe wrap it whenever you paint your truck and put decals on it. This one's gonna stay white because the trailer is white. So there you go. So what we do next is we wanna trim this fill hose right here. I trimmed it just a little bit. I cut that end right there. You want to make sure that it gets right just a little bit past there where you get enough of a gravity fill down, as this is going to be a little bit like that. And the other one is on this is the PEX connector. It's a crimp, the crimp rings, 1/2" crimp rings. So you put that right there because they give you these from Class A Customs. I just don't like them as much because you get this little crazy end on there. Obviously you can snip that off a little bit, but still a sharp edge. So I like these better because it's a nice smooth ring on there. It's what I use for all my PEX pipe, and I haven't had any issues of it coming loose or anything like that. And that's the crimp tool once again. So now let's complete this 3-compartment sink, the faucets installation. It's right here. It's NSF rated. It's made by BWE, Best Water Experience, and I found this on Amazon as well. This one has a 10" spout. It's a kitchen faucet wall mount with faucet mixer, so you can see right there. Just gotta remember to put our little washers in there like that, and then we're just gonna hold on, I'll get it right now. I need 2 hands. And then that's the part right here that we have our cold water and our hot water, as you can see there, black, blue and red. So there you go. That's how this is gonna look right there. And then we're gonna work on the PEX next, but I just wanna make sure that I finish this up. When you put these in back here, there's gotta be a certain separation between the left and the right. You might have, that's why I didn't tighten these all the way 100%. They're about 95% tight. So I'll just give it a quick snug in the back right here for the nuts for these right there. So this is gonna tighten there. We'll tighten that up right now. We'll tighten this one up as well. All right, there we go. And then we'll tighten those up with the channel locks right now. But that's how this is gonna look. And here is the faucet. Let me install that as well. The spout, 10". Here it is right there, a nice chrome one. You just kind of stab it in there and then you tighten this up right there. Boom. And then we'll just take our channel locks, give it a quick snug as well. And that's how that part's gonna look, being the 3-compartment sink faucet, which you have to buy separate from the sink. So here is that ventless water heater that we use, powered by propane, made by Excel. Again, it's ventless. And right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my, where it says water output right there, and water input, I'm gonna put the 90-degree PEX connectors on there, and I'm just gonna shoot out 2 pipes. That way I can cut them as needed. This is what I use to cut the PEX, and literally you just go like that, and it's super easy to cut this PEX pipe, which is right here. And you can get them color coded or not, it's up to you. Red obviously for hot, blue for cold, or they make it white. Whatever your preference is, as long as you keep it the same, then you should be good. But that's what I'm working on right now. And then this is going to get a, well, in this case it'd be an expander or reducer from 3/4 to half, which is going to be the propane line input right there. Originally I had bought a reducer from 1/2 inch to 3/4 that I was a 90s style, but I'm gonna actually change it and go with the straight one. So when you buy it, if you use this particular style, buy a straight 1/2 inch to 3/4. And then, so what we're gonna do now, using different connections like T's and elbows for the PEX 1/2 inch, we're gonna connect the red pipes, the red PEX. So that's gonna be the output of the water heater, which is what produces the hot water, and that's the input that's gonna come in from the water pump that I haven't hooked up yet. But all the reds, I'm gonna tee out of here, go to the left, go to the right, connect to this one right here, and I'm gonna come right over here and then connect to this one, which is a hand sink. Those are the only 2 faucets that have hot water, being the only 2 things that I have that service any type of like a sink use. So those are gonna have hot water. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna tee from here and then come over here. And then the tee from right here is gonna go to the water pump, which I'm gonna install and put right there. I'm debating between there or the floor. But that is what the chain of events coming up is gonna be, is connecting all these 1/2 inch PEX together. And there's the other 1/2 inch blue one that goes with this faucet, being the cold water that goes gonna get fed from the water pump. Just so you can get the visual, these are the T's right here, and then these are the elbows, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and all these are 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch T's, which obviously make a T, so you can go into 3 different ways. And the elbow is just one way, where you can just do like a 90. So those are the 2 that we're gonna be using now. I got a whole little bag of goodies for those, and whatever we don't use, we can always return. So there it is. The next things to install the PEX, it's pretty straightforward. You need these crimp rings. I like using the crimp rings instead. They have another one that you can also use on here. Where's it at? So there's the end of the PEX. Almost like a compression style is what they call the other one. I didn't like it. So that's how you do that. I cut it long right there, so that's not the actual length that we're leaving it. On here, I just need to figure out where to cut it, and that's where we use this PEX cutter right here. And this thing is so nice. I found it on Amazon. Look at that, my door's shutting on me, it's so windy. I found this on Amazon as well. This cuts super smooth. So there, and then that crimp gun, or the crimp thing right here, is what we use to connect the PEX together. So now let's cut it and see exactly how far we need to be away so we can connect all these blue ones together. Alrighty, so here I cut all the PEX lines just to get like a dry fit, to see exactly how it's all gonna look when it's all done before I crimp it together. Those are the hot and cold water, and I connected it right here with the T's, and then that connects over to this one. So that's gonna come out of the water heater, and that's gonna feed both faucets. I still gotta finish that one that goes into the water pump, but just so you can get a quick glimpse of how it looks, all I did was use this. And as you can see, I cut a lot of them. You know, I cut a little bit, and then a little bit more, until I got it exactly where I wanted, because this is how it's gonna look. It's gonna be exposed, so you're gonna see it. So you're gonna make sure you get a nice level installation on there. You know, you can bend these, do whatever you want. So that's the good thing about PEX lines, is that they're bendable and they're durable, but you can't use them in houses, especially out here in Chicago, because it gets too cold. There you go. And now we're gonna be installing our C-Flow 120 volt professional grade water pump right here. It only uses 1 amp of electricity, so it's pretty minimal on there, so that's really nice. I know there's some 12 volt ones out there. I like this 115 because I typically only use it when I'm running my generator. So I drilled in some pilot holes, if you guys can see those back there. I put some screws in here, and then I just kind of scratched the back of the wall. That way I can get my guide screws on there. And I put that there. If my elbow's blocking you, I'm sorry. And then there, and then I'm gonna take my drill, and then I'm gonna secure it into place. Just like that. And then we're gonna do the other side as well. And then I have a third one right at the bottom. So I did 3 of them. You can do the 4th one. I usually only do like 2 or 3. It's up to you, whatever it makes you feel more secure on there. Where are you? There it is. All right, we'll secure the 3rd one on there. And this should hold the water pump in place every time that we use it. Ah, I missed it. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. There it is right there. And I've used this water pump quite a bit of times in the aspect of like different trailers. And it's always worked really well. So I recommend it. I found it on Amazon again. And I'll link that in the description here. There you go. Boom. So there it is. And I use different screws on here. I use these right here, number 8 self-tapping, self-drilling screws, 1.5 inch. That's what I used on here to secure this. So that's how we install the C-Flow water pump that we found on Amazon. And then we're gonna hook up our cold water to it so it can pump out to all the water faucets and also to the water heater. Here I am piping up the water pump. So one thing you got to keep in mind or watch out for on these water pumps, they have arrows, and you have to follow the arrow from where the tank is going to be because it's going to push the water out this way. So this is going to be your input. This will be your output based on the arrows that are on the water pump. So right here is where I put my tank. So I'm going to elbow in, come up this way, come up this way, come up this way, 90 in, and then I'm going to shoot out this other way. I'm actually going to cut that one a little bit shorter so it's a nice, even, straight pipe into there. But that's how I put the little tape on there, the sealing tape. And then we just put these PEX straight connectors on there. And then we just tighten it up. So there's the flow of the work that we're doing right now. So let me tighten these up and let me finish this up. Get ready for some wrist cramping action here. Nobody said this is going to be fun, but it is necessary to complete this plumbing section. So there we go. We are all done installing the PEX. The only thing left would be to add some water to the tanks so we can try it out, but we're not going to do that today. Just a quick recap. So we went from here into a little shut-off valve. I like to put this right here, like almost like a little gate valve. That's only for safety. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I just like to have it there. And then we're going to come straight up right into the water pump because the arrows go this way. So this will be the inlet, this will be the output. And then we go from the output over to the 3-compartment sink, the faucet. And then we tee down and we come over here to the water heater. And then from the water heater, we come over here to this one because that's all cold water. And then obviously from the hot water heater, which produces the hot water, we have to come out back into the faucets. So we come out of there with the T, as you can see right there. And that comes into the 3-compartment sink, into the hand sink faucet. And then from there, we go that way. And we go straight across and right up into the 3-compartment sink faucet. And that's pretty much how it's all laid out. All these crimp rings, oh my gosh, it adds up to be quite a bit of them. And they get A little bit tedious, especially like in these little tight corners right there to clamp in, but it can be done. That's why you don't see a lot of these videos on there, because I'm stuck in this corner, literally. So there you go. There's a quick recap. Next on the agenda is I need an inventory of all the gas pipes, the 3/4 gas pipes, the black pipes that go out right there. I'm gonna show you how it looks on my trailer, and we're gonna take down the measurements, and then we're gonna go buy them and have them ready to install. And that'll be the last part before we need to add our fire suppression system, which will go right around here, and it'll go right up to there. So there you go. That's the review.